It's time to talk sports. It's Hacksaw's Headlines, a panorama of the world of sports, stories, comments, and opinions. Now, here's iconic sports talk show host Lee Hacksaw Hamilton and co-host John Riley.
Who wants to talk sports on a Sunday? We do. From the Dixie Line Lumber and Home Center studios in San Diego, we welcome you to a Sunday special broadcast saluting the greatest moment in San Diego Chargers history, the 30th anniversary of the Chargers win in Pittsburgh against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC Championship game that propelled the Bolts to go to the Super Bowl to face the San Francisco 49ers. John Riley, good afternoon. Lots of memories. We hope the fans have enjoyed the special podcast we did, Football Friday, the Saturday special, and now what they're going to enjoy here, this package we put together with NFL Films saluting the Chargers on the, quote, road to the Super Bowl.
What a great time in sports history for San Diego. Lee, what was it like at Three Rivers Stadium that day?
Toughest place to play at that point in time because you had the Chargers legacy. You had all things Pittsburgh Steelers football that started with Chuck Noll, continued with Bill Cowher. Great defense, obviously explosive, tough guy offense. And then there were the fans. The terrible towels were unbelievable. And Pittsburgh came out of the gate, started the game quick, and I thought to myself, uh-oh, this is going to be hard. This might be impossible to get done. And then Pittsburgh took the lead early and pounded the ball and dominated the line of scrimmage. And I thought, oh, I hope this does not become a blowout. And then things changed because as good as Cowher was at the sales pitch emotion, our building, we dictate tempo. On the other sideline, Bobby Ross was ferocious in terms of his approach. We can do this. We can play this game. We can beat them in their own yard. Fascinating. But to sit there and to broadcast it and experience it and know what Pittsburgh Steelers football and the terrible towel was all about, I kept waiting for the bottom to fall out, the roof to cave in, and it never did. And the way it finished was unbelievable. Sit back. Hope you enjoy these segments. We'll be jumping in and out, talking about it. Chargers, road to the Super Bowl.
River Stadium in Pittsburgh on a rainy Sunday. The San Diego Chargers are hoping some thunder and lightning shows up on the field later today. The Chargers hoping to go where they've never, ever been before, the Super Bowl.
From Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the terrible towel, listen to this crowd as the Steelers come onto the field. One more victory, and you head to Miami.
Guaranteed victory. I guarantee it's going to be a knockout, baby.
Don't believe the hype. A lot of people better stop reading their press clippings.
Chrysler Plymouth is the official team car.
Get out them press clippings. Press clippings gonna get you beat.
We're going to win. We are going to win. You know why? Because we're better than them. We are better than them.
You started the season in the same environment. You started it in Denver. You dealt with it there. We got to play together, play hard. Live it, love it, enjoy yourself on the greatest moments in your life, fellas.
We don't lose in this.
Here we go.
Now we're going to go out there one play at a time. Most important play, our way. Physical, aggressive, and relentless. Let's go.
On the game's first series, San Diego was surprised by Pittsburgh's passing game. Neil O'Donnell threw 9 times in 13 plays. The impressive drive ended with a touchdown pass to John L. Williams. At this point, no one could have guessed it would be Pittsburgh's last trip to the end zone today.
John L. stumbles into the end zone. The Steelers draw first blood. Listen to this crowd. They're on fire.
Holy cow, them pounds are flying.
The victim was number 57 linebacker Dennis Gibson, who's known more for run stopping than pass defense.
Touchdown. He broke the tackle of Dennis Gibson, the middle linebacker, and literally fell into the end zone.
Gibson would be heard from again.
Back here on our Sunday special, salute to the greatest victory the Chargers ever had in their history, the AFC Championship game in Pittsburgh. I will tell you, this was an amazing come-from-behind performance. John?
Lee, how tough was Pittsburgh that day?
Pittsburgh historically scared you. Pittsburgh scared you. Three Rivers Stadium scared you. The fans scared you. And then Pittsburgh came out and they pounded the football. They had a journeyman quarterback, Neil O'Donnell. He wasn't going to win a ton of games by himself, but he was going to make play after play after play. And the Chargers just could not stop their tight end, Eric Green. And the Chargers gave up yards. And Pittsburgh threw to their running backs, John Williams and Barry Foster. And Pittsburgh had big play guys down the field. And the flip side, Pittsburgh was a monster defensively. I mean, we knew about the steel curtain great defense that Chuck Noll had. This group of linebackers led by Greg Lloyd was just phenomenal. And the Chargers couldn't run the damn football, and the Chargers had a lot of problems. Bolts hit a couple of plays, third or fourth series in. I thought, settle down. And they got it down to the goal line. And they had Natron Means, and they could not pound the football in. And I thought, this just feels next to impossible. But the Chargers were not done, but Pittsburgh was really good.
Yeah. 200 yards today for Barry Foster.
Another key to this AFC Championship was the way the Chargers shut down Barry Foster. Their ability to control the run kept them in the game.
Barry crossing midfield, loose football, and they're diving for it, and San Diego has it at the 41-yard line.
Foster's counterpart on the Chargers, Natron Means, also was held in check until his team's final series of the first half.
Here is Humphreys, deep drop to throw, a blitz comes, they pick it up, looking long, throwing deep to Jefferson, off his fingertip, yay, pass interference.
With the ball on the Steeler 2, San Diego had 4 cracks at the end zone against the NFL's most celebrated defense.
Jumbo backfield out of an I formation from the 1, they give it to Means, hit at the goal line and stuffed.
3 consecutive runs by Means did not get it done.
Gets the call straight ahead, he's hit and raked up for no gain. The steel trap defense springs on Natron Means. Levant Cook with another.
San Diego settled for 3 points, which the Steelers matched on their next series. A golden opportunity was gone, and the Chargers knew it.
We had 4 plays to get 2 yards, and we did not get an inch. Do y'all know what's on the line? We got to lay it out. Let's pick it up.
The half ended 10-3, but a disquieting note for the confident Steelers and their fans was that the Chargers were hanging tough. On the third play of the third quarter, disaster struck the Chargers.
Come on, Stan!
Here comes the blitz, they pick it up, backpedaling to throw, throws on the run, it's going to be intercepted!
Rod Woodson's interception led to a Pittsburgh field goal and a 13-3 lead. Unable to sustain a drive, San Diego desperately needed a big play.
Nowhere to run!
But there was no place to hide either. While the Steelers were landing their blows on the second series of the third quarter, the Chargers struck to get back into the game.
Hope you're enjoying our Sunday special salute to the greatest victory in San Diego Charger history. AFC Championship win in Pittsburgh Three Rivers Stadium on a January Sunday this weekend in 1995.
So, Lee, during that game, how did the Chargers put together a comeback to win this thing?
You never want to dig a big hole, John, how deep you get yourself into, but the Chargers were in a big hole. But they fought their way back. Their defense got better and better and slowed Neil O'Donnell down. And then the Chargers hit some big plays because they suckered the Pittsburgh defense in. I'll give you a prime example. So I went to practice that whole week. Steelers were in Pittsburgh. Chargers came to Pittsburgh, held practices. I got access to the practices. I saw them running certain running plays. And you thought, well, they're going to try to get this thing going with Natron Means. And they could not. And then they finally did. They ran a sweep left, and Natron Means buried the safety, Carnell Lake. And from that minute on, it was like a light switch. All of a sudden, Pittsburgh could not stop the run game. And then when Pittsburgh was committing people to stop the run game, the Chargers started to hit some passes and get some guys open in single coverage. And then the play that got them open was a fake play action pass to Natron Means, who had already run the ball, and Pittsburgh's defense jumped it. And Alfred Papuno shade blocked, went out to the right flat, and he was open from here to the Allegheny River. And Stan Humphries hit him with a pass that went 43 yards for a touchdown. And suddenly the Chargers are back in the game. And then the Chargers were pounding the ball with Natron. All of a sudden, Pittsburgh was on his back heels. And then Humphries got what Humphries wanted, which was play action, single coverage, streak pattern down the sideline to touchdown Tony Martin. And the Chargers, who had been getting bashed all day, suddenly had the lead. And it was amazing. The fans shut the bleep up. And suddenly, everybody realized this Charger team had taken the game by the throat, even though statistically, they were in such a big hole in terms of time of possession, yards, and snap counts. They were in such a big hole. Chargers hit 2 big pass plays because they out-toughed Pittsburgh for a chunk of the middle of the game, and they had the lead. Let's look back.
Into the game.
Now the Chargers have gone deep a couple of times trying to teach Pittsburgh a lesson. Let's see if they try it here. They're going to run it. No, play action. Humphries wide open for Papuno at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he's touchdown, San Diego!
Another look shows that the play fake to Natron Means froze the left side of the Steelers' defense and allowed seldom used tight end Alfred Papuno a wide open touchdown. The pressure was now squarely on the Steelers.
This our hand. This our hand right here. This our hand. Everything they have got to this point, we have given to them. Let them play. You can't be a damn good team, be the good team, making mistakes. We're better than that.
That's all right. Hey, forget about it now. You do what you got to do. You got to totally forget about it. You got to totally forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. You dwell on it and it'll linger now. It's over. It's over, okay? You can't do anything about it now.
Late in the fourth quarter, the Chargers mounted their only sustained drive of the second half. But at the Steelers' 43-yard line, they would need another big play.
3rd down and 14 with the season on the line. Humphries deep drop to throw with a blitz coming, looking long, throwing deep. Oh, he's caught! Touchdown, San Diego! Tony Martin on a streak pattern. Humphries got pounded after he released the ball. Personal foul, Pittsburgh. Touchdown, San Diego. A 43-yard strike.
With their second long bomb, the Chargers took a 17-13 lead. But with a little over 5 minutes to play, there was plenty of time for the Steelers to make one final run at the AFC Championship.
Hope you're enjoying our look back. This is the 30th anniversary of the greatest win in San Diego Charger history. Chargers, Pittsburgh Steelers, AFC Championship game this January weekend back in 1995. One final question. It is
the final play. We kind of have memories of Dennis Gibson. Break it down for us.
It's interesting because Pittsburgh scored first possession, went right down the field, spraying it all over the place, throwing to the running backs. And then their offense stalled. Chargers out-toughed them. And then with 5 minutes to go, Pittsburgh gets the ball back. And Pittsburgh goes right down the field, dumping passes here and there, hitting Eric Green, hitting a big pass play to a wide receiver. And all of a sudden, they are on the doorstep. And it's almost as if the first 55 minutes didn't mean anything because now Pittsburgh was on the doorstep with 5 minutes to go and looked like they were going to win this game. And they got the ball down to the 2. And they were facing a 4th down. And they called the play on the sidelines to Neil O'Donnell, and they had run this play multiple times before, and the Chargers made the unbelievable defensive stop with linebacker Dennis Gibson, who had been beaten a couple times by Barry Foster and John Williams earlier in the game on crossing routes, stuff underneath, and this time he jumped the route, and he deflected the pass. And there I was, stunned, almost speechless, and realizing kept the Steelers out of the end zone. 4th down. It's our ball, and we're going to the Super Bowl. Could never thought that was imaginable. Let's look back.
Championship.
17-13. This touchdown has put the ball into Neil O'Donnell's hand. He has to now step up and win the game for the Steelers.
On a first down, O'Donnell to throw, steps into the pocket, throws out to the 30-yard line to Eric Green, the tight end.
The Steelers methodically marched down the field as Neil O'Donnell seemed to have an answer for every Chargers defense.
Red 2. How about your wide flag?
16 that flag. 84 red. O'Donnell is hit 5 passes in a row. Neil fires it over the middle, caught by Eric Green. 2-minute warning. And the clock runs to the 2-minute warning. Timeout on the field. It's 17-13.
Sprint 43. Alert blitz. And they'll look for you for timeouts.
Yeah.
They'll look for you for timeouts.
I got you.
Tell them to alert blitz.
After a first down run netted nothing, the Steelers flirted with disaster on second down.
And O'Donnell to throw, shoots it over the middle. Interception! Drop! Oh, Gibson had it in his fingertips, and it came out.
The Steelers were still alive on the road to the Super Bowl, but so were the Chargers.
1 minute 22 on the line!
Here is Neil O'Donnell from the 10, backpedaling, deep drop to throw, goes on a slant, caught at the 5-yard line. The tackle is made immediately.
Timeout.
And Cower takes a timeout.
Hey, come on, give me.
Same play as Cleveland. I don't know the tight end. Hit that.
There you go.
What are you thinking? Here we go.
And the season comes down to a final play for Pittsburgh. It'll be a 4th down.
How about our sticks play?
Zero strong. Flex, F fly.
Yeah.
F fly. Zero.
It's a strong flex. F fly. 74 sticks.
74 semi sticks.
Let's do it, man.
It's on you, big baby. Well, we're down to 4th down here, so San Diego is really right now talking to each other, saying, guys, this is it. This is our season right here. Let's hold on.
4th down and goal from the 3. 3 wide receivers, John L. Williams in motion. Neil O'Donnell on a 4th down play to save the season to throw. Fire! Down! It was laid down at the goal line by San Diego. Dennis Gibson cutting in a deep drop, got a hand on the football, and the Chargers have kept the Steelers out of the end zone on a 4th down play.
We were going to the Super Bowl. We were going to the Super Bowl. San Diego did it. They pulled off the upset of the year.
This football game is over. The lightning bolt has come to Pittsburgh, has won it, will turn right at the stop sign and head to Miami.
Oh, man, Bobby. You did it, Bobby. God, darn it, Bobby. I'm so happy. Oh, we did it. We did it.
The Chargers are going to the Super Bowl. The lightning bolt is going to the big show.
Can I hit it one time? I got to go to the Super Bowl. I got to go to the Super Bowl.
This belongs to all of you. Coach, it belongs to you and everybody.
Most amazing day in Charger football history. And it started so badly, you would have never thought this was humanly possible. And the Bolts wound up going to the Super Bowl. Yes, they got beat by San Francisco and maybe the greatest modern-day offense of all time in Steve Young. But at the end of the day, on this given Sunday, this team came together. And the resolute toughness and the leadership of Bobby Ross outperformed all things Bill Cowher, all things Steelerville, all things Terrible Towel. And the most amazing thing to me at the end of the broadcast, after the Dennis Gibson play and the Humphrey kneel down, I remember turning to my broadcast partners, Pat Curran and Jim Laslovic, on the radio broadcast, and I said, listen to that. Do you hear that? And they looked at me strangely. I said, you don't hear any Steeler fans. Stadium went totally silent. It was amazing. Got on the plane, came home, and cell phone, we want you to go to the stadium. There's going to be a salute to the Chargers in the stadium on Sunday night. Rainy Sunday night. Qualcomm. 68,000 fans. I walked through that tunnel with Bobby Ross. Had never experienced coming out of the tunnel in what would be a game-type venue and atmosphere. It was unbelievable. And the players each got to the podium. Each had something to say. Guys smoking victory cigars. It was a cool half-hour celebration. So my closing memory is what we accomplished, taking the terrible towels out of the fans of the hands and shutting the bleeping fans up. Obviously, what happened at the stadium that Sunday night in the rain, the celebration, and how the community just put its arms around Charger football. You could go nowhere without seeing something as it relates to the Bolt. And with the buildings were all lit up with a lightning bolt, everybody was wearing Charger gear. Most fascinating thing. Now, you've asked me prior, the greatest accomplishment is being part of the journey from being a bad football team to becoming a team who was going to win the division, to becoming a team that won a playoff game in the mud against Miami, to being a team that stole the terrible towel from the Steeler fans. That's what I remember. They lost, obviously, to Steve Young's 6 touchdown passes and the greatest modern-day offense there was. But the journey to win at Arrowhead Stadium and physically beat the crap out of Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs, the journey to win in Seattle on the 99-yard touchdown pass from Stan Humphries to touchdown Tony, the journey to beat the bleeping Raiders and shut up the silver and black. I remember the journey more than I remember Super Bowl Sunday, but fascinating. That's why we hope you have enjoyed this 30th anniversary salute this weekend in 1995, greatest victory all for the San Diego Chargers. Hope you enjoyed our NFL Films presentation. For John Riley, thanks for being with us on Hacksaw's Headlines.
Join us again for Hacksaw's Headlines on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And find the audio version on your favorite podcast app. For more content, go to LeeHacksawHamilton.com.